Yeah, hi, C-Note here. It turns out my wife, who I thought was an ENFP, and referenced as an ENFP over and over again on this channel, is actually an ENTJ, or has ENTJ preferences, is probably the best way to put it. If you don't know what that means, I talk about personality types, and particularly talking about INTPs and INTP growth. I am an INTP in the Myers-Briggs system, introverted, intuitive thinking, and perceiving type. And I suspected my wife was an ENFP, and we really didn't question it. We didn't have reason to question it. She presented as that, she tested as that, and had all sorts of, helpful insights related to that. But a big clue should have been that she got very discouraged around personality types at one point and really didn't go down this rabbit hole with me. We use it as a framework to be able to talk to each other, so we have enough of it to be able to communicate potentially what was going on between us and such. But we realized at some point in probably the last few months or so that her demeanor had changed. She kind of let go of some personal challenges in her life, and through this sort of shedding, she was able to realize how, or at least I started noticing a difference in her behavior and being able to be more naturally and more effortlessly accomplishing, doing things, getting into a flow, planning for the future, stuff like that. More ENTJ type of stuff, right? And this video is not really about explaining what that means, but what it means for me as an INTP partner to an ENTJ, and realizing that in retrospect, like this is all of it's all the same stuff, right? We were just labeling things wrong and a little bit differently. So one of the biggest things we're realizing, and one of the things I'm realizing, is that our intuition, she has secondary introverted intuition, or as Personality Hacker calls perspectives. It's shifting perspectives, it's looking for intuitive depth, usually is letting insights and patterns come to them more in silence, like sensory deprivation, tends to be into world building, think Lord of the Rings, or like D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, types of world building, and astrology could be one version of that, or just like deep long-term planning and thinking, right? Kind of depends on worldview and stuff like that too. So it's not just necessarily like those specific things. Those are just examples of what an introverted intuition person might be into. And I bring extroverted intuition, secondary extroverted intuition, which is about gaining insights through talking, brainstorming, bouncing disparate ideas off of each other, or getting clarity intuitively through talking. And I realized I've been missing that. I realized that I had been really, the past few weeks in particular, dealing with some dysthymia, and realizing that I'm just sort of sinking further and further because I'm not getting enough extroverted intuition in my life. Which is ironic because I've created courses around this sort of thing. So a part of me feels really stupid for not realizing that my partner was a different type, which happens. We need to be more fluid and open to the idea that people are not who we think we are. And she's still the same person. It's just the label's different, and the framing of where we're coming from is a little different. So it helps with some clarity in the fact that we're not only using different types of intuition in particular, we can actually vibe over thinking pretty well. And I was throttling myself because I thought that she was an ENFP. So I was like holding back on my thinking because I thought I was like overwhelming her a lot with my thinking process, when really I was overwhelming her with my extroverted intuition, my ideation out loud, just talking and figuring things out as I go in that sense. So for her, extroverted intuition is her critical parent function. For me, introverted intuition is my critical parent function. This is all getting very technical because this is sort of a vlog style video, I guess, and me just getting into the spirit of needing to use extroverted intuition again, which means I'm probably going to be making more videos again because I need to do it. And I'm going to be doing it in this style, which is just sort of talking on my phone in the car kind of thing until I can get a new studio space. Because at home, it's become more of a... home has become more of a sanctuary for her introverted intuition. And I'm very okay with letting that happen. Like, that makes sense. And we're in an apartment building, so me talking loudly, I'm a little bit more self-conscious of doing that at home. So I'm okay doing it in the car. I'm okay if I get a studio space and I could do that and do videos again in the way that I did before, providing advice or insights, or just vlogging and sharing stories like this where I'm realizing something that I didn't realize before, right? So, and it gives an opportunity for you to comment and provide more support for INTPs, which ultimately has been a rewarding and fulfilling thing for me to do. So in the sense that both of us bring this critical parent function to each other, we realize how we're like kind of throttling each other if we're trying to force our way of intuiting on the other. And so I'm really needing to do self-parenting. We're both doing kind of a self-parenting where she's like, no, I need quiet. I need space for me to do my introverted intuition thing. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to go make space for me to do my extroverted intuition thing, which means I need to find more people in my life that have it and bring it, and situations in which I can unleash it. And that includes video here, means finding a studio space where I can make more of a mess, because one of the funny things that she said when I first presented this idea to her, like, I basically profiled her. I did an official profiling session, and she was like, so I'm a judger? Like, yep, I think you are. It's ultimately up to her to sit into it, but one of her first reactions was like, so I don't have to do introverted feeling as much. That's a relief. That's fantastic. So that was a pretty good sign, actually. So anyway, without getting into the weeds too much, it's really helpful for me to essentially introduce this idea that I'm going to be doing more videos again. So yay, if that's something you're looking forward to. Leave comments below if you have questions or topics that you'd like me to cover. It can be INTP related or anything personality type related, mental health, creativity, stuff like that. Whatever comes forward for you. And I'd love to just be able to start bouncing ideas, right? The best and high quality extroverted intuition is going to be when I'm doing that in real time with another person, right? So I'm still going to be looking for that in person. I've toyed with this over and over again, and some of you have said you're interested in doing like a daily Scrum or Zoom call at some point. Maybe it's lunchtime or something like that, like a 30-minute, let's get together, let's throw some ideas around, let's just talk, let's play, like whatever. If that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments below. But if this is the best way that I could do it and I can just talk my ideas out at you, which is kind of the internet, right? It's like talking at each other. I want to get a little bit closer to talking with each other and finding more ways that I can support you. Like, I've created courses, so this is sort of a lead into one of my favorite courses I've created called Cosmic Calibration for INTPs, which is about unlocking your intuition. Because in a way, it's not necessarily a attempt at spirituality, though there is kind of a spiritual element to letting your intuition do its work. There is a degree of like faith and trust that if you just start talking, you'll have something interesting to say, or you'll bring that kind of energy forward, right? Like, just talking on camera and not having anything to bounce off of and just bouncing off my own brain is good, it's fine, but after a little while, I can definitely feel the strain of like being worried about feedback, my extroverted feeling, being concerned about feedback. And if you don't understand any of these terms, you can certainly leave a comment below and like, what does "fee" mean? What does "NE" mean? I can certainly answer those questions and create videos around those things. I try not to do explainers. Like, I'm not really doing this for the sake of getting pedantic about personality types. That's actually least favorite aspect of the personality type world is getting pedantic about the specifics. Like if you're just learning, fine, that's great. I love that. I would recommend going to Personality Hacker. I think they have the best sort of track of learning all of this stuff. I'm really performing more advice-driven content and vlog style content. So just talking, sharing, journaling kind of thing, sharing my story, sharing some ideas, and then bouncing off of them and seeing what happens, right? So, I want to keep these videos less than 10 minutes. It's already past 10 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this one up. This was really just an excuse to share a little bit of what's going on personally for me without sharing too many details, other than the fact that my wife and I are almost in an exciting way relearning each other through recognizing that she's an ENTJ or has ENTJ preferences, and what that means for her in terms of stepping into her power as herself, right? And for her, it was largely this cultural overlay that was keeping her from really being that. And it's really a beautiful thing to see unload and unravel for her to be able to be herself. And that for me means individuating for me. One of the things that can happen to INTPs is we can get a little codependent with our baby FE, with our inferior extroverted feeling harmony function. And, I started to get a little codependent on getting intuition from her, to the point where I was doing too much introverted intuition stuff. I was doing too much astrology focus, doing too much tarot, in a way that's like, yeah, it's helpful, but not getting one of my core strengths, which is extroverted intuition. So again, I might even go through my own course again, the Cosmic Calibration course, to unlock this, because we could get into loops and grips at pretty much any time. Like, life circumstances are always changing, right? So it's not necessarily that you learn about intuition and then you just do it forever. Sometimes you have to renew your relationship to it. And I think in my case, I'm needing to renew my relationship with extroverted intuition. So I'm going to go through my own course, and hopefully there will be some insights from my past self that I can bring to you to share publicly. But it's a really great course to help you understand. It's not only just covering intuition, because it is relative to other parts of ourselves. It's about thinking clearer. It's about high quality experiences with introverted sensing. And then it's improving our relationships by bringing our intuition to our relationships and not straining so much to be this fake persona of a person, but you can bring your weirdness to the world and, sometimes even do what I do, which is be very comfortable on camera, or be able to, to improv a little bit more and figure things out as you go along, instead of everything having to be so narrowly precise, if that makes sense. So again, if you have questions, let me know. I'll post a link to Cosmic Calibration in the comments below. Keep an eye on Udemy. They usually do some sales and stuff, so you can get actually, I might even provide a coupon. I'm going to provide a coupon. So the link will just link to a discounted version of Cosmic Calibration, and I'd love for you to pick that up. And don't hesitate on it for two reasons. One, I do have personal incentive because I'm a little broke. I'm a lot of broke. I need some money. And two, I do think it's helpful, and it's actually valuable and urgent for you to take this if you need it. And the more you hesitate, the more you'll forget about it, and you'll move on and still keep doing the same things over and over again, right? So I urge you to take it. And the discounts don't last very long. They're a timed coupon. So if you click the link and pick it up now, even if you take it later, you'll get the discount now. So I hope you'll check that out, Cosmic Calibration. And that's it. So happy to be back, happy to be here. And I'm gonna stick with it this time, because I need it. It's self-parenting for me. And let me know in the comments below what topics you'd like me to cover, and what counts as self-parenting for you. What do you feel like you need to make yourself do that's good for you right now? I'd love to know that in the comments below. I've been C Notes. I'll catch you next time. See ya.